All right, I'm doing a reading right now on/for Kamala Harris, and the way that I do these, it is as though Kamala is sitting down here on the other side of this table, getting a reading. So let's just see what we get. All right, hopefully this thing can focus. There we go. Alrighty, so the root card here is the Ten of Pentacles, and this is inheritance. And this is like long-term stability sort of energy. It is what is passed down to us from previous generations and what we pass down to future generations. So here it shows that this is kind of what is really at stake, this long-term stability and basically inheritance. Now, the main card that we get is the Nine of Swords, which is fear. So there's fear and anxiety here, and it's specifically fear about things that she cannot do anything about. Now, let's just see what leads up to it and where it goes. All right, so what leads up to the fear is shown in the Ace of Pentacles. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, this is like a card that shows up for people who start their own business or something like that. But what this is showing inside of this pentacle is this universe. It's like a universe of creation. Now, this is her potential. Now, if you follow the path of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is the birth of this energy, and the Ten of Pentacles is its completion. This is like having the really good business idea and bringing it into the world, and this is passing that shit down to the people who come after you, right? So she has tapped into her potential, which shows in the Ace of Pentacles. Now, there is a bunch of fear, and here it looks like it's because the devil is right behind her. You know, I'm going to pull one more card on this devil just to see what sort of aspect this is looking at. And here we get the Nine of Wands. All right, so we got two nines. In this card, this is like a sleepless night, and the person is like freaking out. They're thinking about all these things that they either are not doing anything about or they cannot do anything about. And in the nine, this person is kind of trapped. They're trapped in this maze, and they've been down there for a while. And here it's like, how much hope do you have that the future can be different than the past? So that is where we get the devil. Now, the way that this makes sense to me is, especially in a political career, even though she did become the vice president, this would show being afraid of something that she's kind of run into before. And this anxiety fueled by the devil, this is pretty powerful stuff. Now, the devil is also the manipulator, and when you get to this level of politics, there is massive, massive manipulation. I just want to see if there's any, because the Ace of Pentacles is what is specifically within her. This is the stuff that only she can create, right? And I'm guessing that what's happening here is fear that the devil just takes it all away or manipulates it or whatever. But I just want to see how much of her actual energy gets to show up here. And we get the reversed Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands is the source of inspiration. This is the thing that lights our fire and the thing that we love and care for as though it is our baby. normally, right? So if this showed up upright, then this would say that whatever she is passionate about is she's going to take care of it and going to love it and nurture it. Now, this thing reversed is showing where she cannot actually do that. So this is manipulation, and whatever ideas she actually has, this is a fear that that shit is going to be completely taken over by the devil. Here, it looks like that has happened before. And it's like, does she believe that it's going to be different this time? When we look at the Ace of Wands reversed, it looks like it will not be different this time. Now, there is something in this tarot deck that would show straight up manipulation, right? It would show someone being puppeted. And this isn't that. But I think the devil is some different sort of obsession or a different sort of power that isn't necessarily this genuine love and passion, right? It's something else. And it looks like that's the energy that comes up. Now, I'm just going to pull a card to see, I guess, on the current trajectory, the likelihood of Kamala Harris winning the election in November. And we get the Temperance card. Now, that is interesting, because the Temperance card is showing a blending of these two different energies. So the Temperance card isn't a yes or no, it is a yes and no. And it's the greater understanding that comes out of both of them being true. This is fascinating. And I mean, the first thing that the Temperance card says is basically be patient, like slow down, right? So on the current trajectory, in the current layer of reality that we're in, the Temperance card would say that this, either it's not going to turn out where Kamala Harris wins the election, like there's some other element that gets incorporated into it, or it's saying like this is kind of being blended as we speak, right? So the actual path is not yet clear. And that makes sense because between now and November, so many things can change, and there's so much that could happen still. Earth-shattering things could happen between now and then, much like the Trump assassination attempt was, and Joe Biden pulling out of the race and Kamala Harris becoming the default nominee. All of those were things that in themselves changed everything. So this looks like there's probably more of that, and the energies haven't necessarily stabilized from the things that have happened before. Now, I'm just going to see if there is a likely thing that comes next, I guess. And we get the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is being recognized for the things that make her unique. And this has definitely been happening. I mean, okay, so this hasn't been happening, the things that make her unique, but the media has definitely treated her as a darling so far, except for the right-wing sources, but all of the other media sources have been very kind to her so far. But the Queen of Wands would be being appreciated for the things that she has a sense of pride in. So it looks like that sort of media darling energy isn't about to change, and it would probably amplify and just become more specific to what makes her who she is. So that's what we get here. I would love to hear what you think about it, and peace.